Hey everybody, Fetty here. Well, I'm off on a new project now, and it's a little different kind of project than I usually video, but I wanted to kind of share this with you. I've been wanting to put a flagpole at my place for a couple of years. I've been studying on this pretty hard, and I've gone ahead and done some landscaping out here in the front. It turned out really nice, and I want a flagpole that's going to be kind of like the centerpiece of this little landscaping area out here. And it's the end of June 2013 right now, and I was wanting to be able to fly Old Glory on July 4th, or stick me a big Gadsden flag, or my Marine Corps flag, or I don't know, a pirate flag even, just something cool and different to kind of make a statement out here. So I've been decided that now's the time to go ahead and buy a flagpole. Like I said, I've been studying on it for a couple of years now, and I just went ahead and made the plunge. Now here's the thing about buying a flagpole. There's a gazillion places out there that you can order a flagpole from online. All you got to do is just search flagpoles, and there's all kinds of places out there. But what I've learned in this adventure is there's really only 3 or 4 manufacturers of flagpoles, and all these other places, they buy the poles and repackage them and rebrand them and all that kind of stuff and sell them, which that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, most of my confusion revolved around who has the best flagpole and which one's made the best. And really what I found is they're all made about the same. I mean, your diameters on the flagpole and your lengths are different, but like the wall thickness on the pole, most of them were 0.125. So it seems to me, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me a pole is a pole. So this week I decided, I was going to go ahead and make this plunge, and I called around a few places, and here's what I learned. I called some places, and while they weren't particularly rude to me or anything, they weren't particularly helpful either. I've never bought a flagpole before. I had all kinds of stupid, ignorant questions to ask, like, for my house, how tall should the pole be? And when I put it in, how deep do you deep the hole? And how many flags can you fly? And what size flag? Just stupid stuff, but I didn't know. And when I called these places, it felt kind of corporate, like, they're perfectly willing to take your order, but just really weren't equipped to answer my ignorant questions until I called a place in Columbus, Ohio, called Admiral Flag Poles. And I talked to a guy named Rick, and dude was super helpful to me. He spent probably 30-40 minutes on the phone with me, answering to him what was stupid, ignorant questions, but to me, I just didn't know. He spent the time on the phone to answer my questions and to help me out and to get me started, and I just really liked the experience. Now, I'm not getting paid to do a commercial for Admiral Flag Poles, but I'm just sharing with you a great experience that I had. It was a good experience. So we talked for a long time, and I decided that I wanted to buy a 25-foot one-piece flagpole. Now here's the other thing. You can't just have UPS bring you a 25-foot flagpole. It's got to be trucked, it's got to be Freightliner bring this thing in. So these other websites, when you go to them, they'll have a price of a 25-foot pole, and it says call or email for a shipping quote. So you don't really ever know what you're going to be into it for. Well, this place, one of the things I liked is he had, just the price. I mean, freight and all. And he also indicated if you were within a certain distance of their location that the freight might be a little bit less. And for me, that was the case. It was a little bit less, but I ended up upgrading and getting some flags and different stuff, so I was still into it for about the same amount of money. But I thought that was really cool. You know what you're getting into from the minute you go through the shopping cart or pick up the phone and call them. So that was a great experience. But what has really blown me away on this whole experience of buying a flagpole is I called Rick Tuesday of this week, Tuesday around lunchtime. And right now, it's Thursday at 11 o'clock, and my flagpole's sitting here in the shop. Big Freightliner, big 60-foot 18-wheeler pulled up to the front of the house here and unloaded. I'm blown away. I got my flagpole in 2 days. I mean, it's better than UPS, I think. So that has been amazing to me that they've got this thing to me this quick. It came, it was packaged very carefully and in perfect condition. There's nothing wrong. All the stuff that I wanted to have sent to me came, and it's all here. So anyway, flagpoles aren't cheap. It's a big investment. But I had a great experience with this company, and I'm tickled to death. So I'm going to do a video, and I'm not going to show you video of my big fat butt out here trying to dig a hole. I'll spare you that. But once I get the hole dug, I'm going to show you how the sleeve, this pole fits into a PVC sleeve. I'm going to show you how to stick the sleeve in and get it plumbed up and how all that goes together. And I'll probably try to get some footage of raising the pole or raising the flag or whatever. I bought a 4-inch diameter pole. It's going to be big and beefy and look cool and look industrial and everything. So I think this is going to be an awesome flagpole. 25 feet, it'll stand, it'll crest the top of the house, and I'll be able to fly a couple of flags. So that's what I have going on. I tell you what kind of sucks for me right now is it rained all night last night. I had in my mind that today I'd get the flagpole, I'd start digging the hole, I'd concrete it in. I'm not sure that that's going to happen today. The rain's supposed to move out in an hour or so, so maybe I can get in there and dig this hole and get some concrete poured and let it set up for a couple of days so this weekend I can raise the pole up. But we'll see how that works out. But that's what we're doing. Well, about 15 Diet Cokes and 4 heart attacks later, and I've got this hole dug. This rainy, overcast weather's turned out to be a blessing in disguise because the ground wasn't real hard and it's not real hot out here today. But I'll tell you, if you're a strapping young 25-year-old, this might be a piece of cake, but when you get to my station in life, it's kind of hard on you. But I got it dug, and I got to tell you, this is one of the most impressive holes I've ever seen. It's 24 inches in diameter, and it's 30 to 31 inches deep. I didn't find any buried treasure, but I did find Jimmy Hoffa. Now I've got him moved out of the way, and what I have to do now is this is a piece of PVC, and this is the sleeve that flagpole goes down in, and I'm going to have a flash collar that goes around the outside of the flagpole. I want to have about 1 inch of this sticking out above grade. So what I need to do, this is a 36-inch piece. I need to put it down in the hole, very carefully find where grade is and figure out how much I need to cut. And I'm going to come to the bottom. I'm just going to take a sawzall to it and cut that amount off. And after that, I'm ready to start mixing up some concrete. Well, we're mixing up some concrete now. I don't know how many bags this is going to take, but got the mixer going, getting ready to put some in this hole. Okay, we're just filling this hole up with concrete now. We're making sure not to get any in the inside of the tube, and I'm using a 4-foot level here, and just making sure it's plumb this way and this way as I go. It's pretty loose right now, but when that concrete starts to set up, it'll grab a hold, and then you only get one shot at this. Now if you screw this part up, your flagpole is all jacked up. So that's what we're doing. We'll just keep putting it in there. Well, I'm really glad that I went ahead and went for it today. The weather broke around 1 o'clock, and I just got on it and went for it. It turned out really good because right now I'm exactly where I wanted to be at the end of the day. I got the hole dug, I got the concrete put in it, I got the sleeve in, and that sleeve is plumb as plumb can be in all directions. And I'm just really pleased with the progress that I made today. And like I said, I'm exactly where I wanted to be. The thing that boggles my mind is there's 1,000 pounds of concrete in that hole. I mean, I can't wrap my mind around that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that concrete mixer that I bought is the best investment I've ever made, second only to a vasectomy. So that thing saved the day today. I can't imagine trying to mix all that concrete with a wheelbarrow and a shovel. Anyway, I got the concrete in, and what I did was I brought it all the way up to the top of the hole. And what I wanted to do is I'm going to use this flash collar around the flagpole, and I wanted to have a lip of concrete, 2 or 3 inches showing. And I had to make a form so that I could, raise the concrete up. And the way that I made a form was I took, one of these things when you go to the nursery and buy a tree, those plastic tubs. That thing had the perfect circumference for what I was looking for. And I cut that thing out and laid it down on the top of the concrete and just added more and raised it up within maybe an inch of the top of that sleeve. And what that's going to do is when that sets up, I'll be able to set this sleeve, this collar, set this collar on the top of it, and then I'll have a little bit of concrete showing. Then the mulch will be right up to the edge of that concrete, and it'll give it a really nice professional looking touch, I think. Now, I don't know, I may have a disaster when I go to try to get that plastic off that concrete once it sets up. I'm not a concrete guy, I just play one on YouTube, so I don't exactly know what's going to happen. But if I have to persuade it a little bit, I'll get it off there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this concrete set up for a couple of days, and I'm going to raise this flagpole on Saturday, and I can't wait to see what it looks like. But for now, I'm about to give out, so I'm going to stop for the day. Well, our concrete's been sitting for about a day, and I'm real pleased with how it's turning out. The part that we formed up, that where it bumps up a little bit, where the base of the flagpole will be and the flash collar is going to come down over it, that part turned out really good. I mean, I'm not a concrete guy, but it looks good and it's real smooth, and I don't know, just going to look good. I think it's going to add a real nice professional touch having that on it. I'd been a little bit worried that the plastic tub that I used to form that piece up with might be a problem. I was afraid maybe that concrete would stick to it, but it didn't. I just took some tin snips and cut it down the side, and it just peeled right off. It wasn't a problem. I'd love to stick this pole in here right now. I'm dying to see what it's going to look like, but I'm going to let this concrete sit for another day. It's probably fine now, but I don't know. I'm just going to let it sit and cure for another day. I'm going to raise this flagpole up tomorrow.